Good afternoon everybody, how you doing? It's wee Paddy from across the shop and you're very welcome back to the channel. And this is a nice wee quick video, I know, but I'm going to try and make it very quick. I've been talking recently about, people think I have a whole lot of knives. I have whittled down my collection very much so. Now I have a lot of traditional knives, but as far as locking knives go, these are my top 7 knives. I have other knives, but they're Ganzos, they're not lesser, they're good knives, but they're not high-end knives. I have a Rosecraft locking knife, which is lovely, a little box cutter. I have, about 4 or 5, maybe 6 Ganzos that I really enjoy. And then I have other odds and ends. Locking knives, I've got lockbacks, quite a few lockbacks. But this is my 7 main knives that I've got in my collection. Now, there is one that is missing from there. It's this one. And it was just a bit hard to find a comparison knife, because what I'm trying to do is give my locking knives and then their comparison in some are traditional but non-locking knives, slip joint knives, UK legal knives. These are all UK legal. So let's just get into it, and I don't want to start waffling. Please, if you have a wee look at this, please like, subscribe and comment. I really would. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do. It's a free thing to do, and all it does is highlights my videos to you whenever they go up. So please, hit the wee bell, do all the things you're supposed to do. It would really help me. So there we go, that's that out of the way. Right, let's just start. I'm going to start with this beautiful big knife here. And this is my Hinderer XM18 3.5 slicer. And the slicer grind is, you'll notice this where it goes up at the top here towards the end, and it brings it down to a fairly thin edge for the size of a knife that it is. It's the proper edge for the size of a knife. Lovely spine on it, not too thick, not too thin, will do anything you want to do. It's a strong build, so it will take a bit of prying. It will do a bit of chopping if you wanted to do that, but it's a beautiful knife. I love this red. These were I think these came from a dealer exclusive, this red scale. I'm not so sure. But then you have the titanium on the back and all the hardware that you can change and do what you like. That's not me. Again, I buy a knife with what's on it, and I'll show you later on some of the knives I got that. I bought this like it is because I love the red scale especially. But it is just a lovely big beast of a knife. A full 4-finger, and there's a bit left over. I have a large hand, an extra large hand could probably hold this without a problem. But a gorgeous knife, love using it. Had this down in the woods and used it, and it's just a heavy duty knife. Now the slip joint comparative is really easy, because this is the Hinderer XM18 3.0 and this is the slippy slicer. Again, you had that raised grind up there to give the slicer some really nice edge on this. Thinner blade stock, but because it's thinner blade stock doesn't mean anything. If you can see by the hardware on this knife, it's got FRN on both sides. Fantastic clip. I love this clip. It's just amazing. And this is UK legal. You can get 4 fingers there, just maybe 3.5, but sneaking up there you can get a full 4, and I have literally got a full 4 secure clip, and I'm right up beside it, and this is angling away, so I'm not jabbing myself at all here. It's just fantastic. You can move the thumb stud up and down, whichever suits you. It can be used one-handed. It's no-handed. I use 2 fingers behind there, open it, and that's it. It's beautiful, and you can just then pop it down. Beautiful knife, really well designed. It's near impossible to close this in yourself, even if you're holding back here. And it's not many knives like that. If I'm holding back here and this closes, look, I'm missing by a mile. So well designed. And then you've got the forward choil where it's not going to, no matter what it does. So just a super knife. If you haven't tried one, you don't have to be in the UK to try one of these. This is just a fantastic slip joint. And the next one is was my Grail, and still will always be my Grail. This is the Benchmade 940. I adore this knife. This is a do-all, just everything. If I want to have a knife that's going to poke, pry, do whatever, the things that you're not supposed to do with a slip joint, this is a knife I'll go for. It's just the plain, basic model, and it's still my favourite to this day. I've added a deep carry pocket clip to it. I just adore this. Have I had springs go on it? Yes, I have. But they've been replaced, and that was years ago, and they're still, I don't use it as much now, but I did for a lot of years still use it with the new springs, and they never went. So it happens, but it's easily fixable. And I live over in Ireland. They sent the springs to me, which was lovely. Didn't have to send it away, which I thought was very, very good of them. And its counterpart is then GEC. This is a number 71 bullnose. And look at this. This is another beautiful knife. One of my most used working knives. It's sturdy. It's not over thick, but it's sturdy. It's got a good fat handle on it. You get a genuine great grip on this. You know, it's not a partial grip. It really is just beautiful, and you can do so much work with this. Real lovely knife. It's in 1095. Well, this is an S30V. This one's in S35VN, and this one's in 20CV. So I'll go through them. I meant to do that, but listen to that. It is just a super work knife. Really nice work knife. And then we're going to go to another new one now this year. I got back again. I used to have one of these. Oh, no, I'll just do it, I guess. This has been stonewashed throughout, tumbled and stonewashed. Has a smashing edge on it, about 17 degrees. Just a real lovely slicer. Thin edge, but not ultra thin. I mean, this could still be used as your EDC carry. It's not that ultra thin that you would worry about it. It's beautiful. It's an LC200, so everything on this is water resistant. Titanium clips, hardware, everything in the LC200 steel is virtually rust proof. Super knife. And then I've also got another knife, which is one of the best modern slip joints. Well, it's the best one I know. Listen to that lovely secure opening. And this is by Tactile Turn. This was their first venture into the penknife market, I believe. And this is in, what's this? This is in MagnaCut. So this is a newer version. I think they came out with 20CV or something. This is a MagnaCut one. It tells you on this side in big clear letters. Titanium, everything about this is virtually rust proof. Another super knife to have. And look at the thinness of that blade. This is a slicer. If you want to cut tomatoes thinly, this is the knife you would go for. That will cut them, but this will cut them even thinner. So if that's what your jam is, I've never sliced one that thin, to be honest. But it is a super knife. Very, very thin, and you would think it would be uncomfortable, but it's so well rounded, so well designed, full 4 fingers. I adore this knife. I adore cutting with it. I can sit and cut paper for hours because the sound it makes is just beautiful. But it's also an incredibly good knife just for EDC. And the difference between EDC and locking knives is usually the jobs you're going to put them through. EDC, I'm not going to do any real heavy tasks with them. You know, if I want to do a heavy task, I'll go and get a heavier knife to do that. This is for everyday use. And the partner that, next one, sorry. Yes, this is the next one. I just got this today, and this is an old favourite. This is the Spyderco Tenacious. But this is a Spyderco Tenacious with a huge difference. You've seen the video a couple of days ago. This has got M4 steel. This is a cutting machine. It's not rust resistant. You know, it will patina slowly, but it will patina. And G10 scales. A just beautiful knife in the hand with a ramp for hard work. Again, I haven't really checked up on M4. I know it's got advertised for days, but I don't know how tough it is. And that's the sort of thing I'm going to find out, but I will read up about it. I just still haven't got round to it, which is nothing unusual. But a lovely knife, a full hand knife. That's a real nice knife. And the partner to it is this Buck Saunter. I still haven't done the review on this. I've been using this a lot. It is a fantastic knife. Love the edge on it. I've got a nice, really nice sharp edge on her. Just a super, super little knife. Again, in the micarta, that's G10. But this is lovely. That one's in M4, as I say, and this one's in S30V, which is fantastic. Buck are starting to up the game as far as their steel goes. They've even got MagnaCut now, but this is just S30. I'm just going to double check that. Is it? No, I think this one. No, this is 154 actually. The newer Saunter I bought. Look, most of my knives I buy second hand. This is second. This is 154 cm, which is a great steel for EDC, nonetheless. Not an edge retention of S30V, but they actually do. Yeah, I think they do S30V in this as well now. But 154 cm, one of my favourite steels. It's just so easy to sharpen, look after. You can put a screaming edge on it. You can put a mirror polished edge on it without trying too hard. Do you know what I mean? But a lovely knife again. You can't open it. You have to use two hands to open this, or you could put a thumb stud, but it wouldn't look good with a thumb stud. I'm quite happy just opening it with two hands. I'll be honest with you, most of the times I just open with two hands. I sort of flick if I'm sitting in my chair with one, but when I'm going to use them, I've just, even my big ones, I've just a habit now of opening them up because I use traditional so much. So, here's the next one, the Benchmade bug out the way it was meant to be. Titanium scales, titanium, 20 CV, fantastic steel. I added the red thumb studs and the little back barrels on that. There you go. Put a deep carry pocket clip on this. I put a full-sized one on it because I'd rather have the full side, and it holds in my hand better than the small one. But a super, again, lovely and thin slicer. But this one's a real looker. I know it's black and it's meant to be tactical. Well, to me, it's just a looker. I think it looks, it's brilliant for that knife. It takes that, I don't know, it just looks nice. This one is, again, another new one you haven't seen a review of. This is a little native. What a beautiful little knife. This puts the Spyderco Dragonfly. This is a posh Spyderco Dragonfly because you can get all four fingers on this, the large hand, nice and so. The blade's not that big, but for EDC, it's perfect for everything I'll ever want to do. This would be a main carry if I'm carrying it for me, because I'll not need any more than this in any given day. This one's an S30V. That's 20 CV. Yeah, I said that, didn't I? But look at the scales on this. The sort of camo carbon fibre. Just stunning. Beautiful pocket clip on this as well. This was added. I bought this with the pocket clip. Lovely deep carry. For me, it's lovely. I know Justin doesn't particularly like it, but I like it with this one. It doesn't feel comfortable in his hand. And that's the way with, you know, so many clips. They suit one and not another. It's just a pity they couldn't get settled on decent clips and use them. But a beautiful knife. I love the colours on it. Really does. Love them. The next one, you haven't seen a review on this either. This is the Buck 112. The smaller version of the big 110. I've got a large hand, fits perfectly on this knife. If I want a wee bit extra room, I can even sneak up there. I'm still safe, but I can sneak up to get that bit of extra room. Beautiful blade. This is an S30V. S30V is one of my favourite steels. It's just so easy. It's stainless. It's easy to manage. You can sharpen it. You can look after it easily. I love the clip point on this. It is beautiful with a razor sharp. I can feel that just doing that. It's so sharp, that tip. Beautiful knife. I absolutely love it. It took me a long time to get there. I tried the Buck 110, didn't like it. Didn't think I would like this. Then I got the opportunity to get it and I went for it. So really loving this. The review to come on that. And I put it up against another. This is more what you would call like a skinning knife or a trapper's knife, or, you know, but to me, for carving and things like that, when you're down the woods, you know, cutting wood, doing feather stickings, this would be a great knife for it. But so would this. And this is a beautiful Enzo PK. Look at that. Is that not? This is in partridge wood, which was added to it. This was put on by somebody, and it's a beautiful wood, beautifully and smooth. But this is fat. Look at that there. It is just fat. If I show you the back of the, look, there's the back of my 71, which is a thick back. Look at the thickness on that. And it's not very often to see a slip joint with a proper Scandi grind, a zero grind. It is. I need to clean this up. I sharpened it and I scratched it a bit up the top here, but I'll get it on the belt sander and I'll do that. Or the leather strop, I should say. I'll get it on that, and that'll take the marks off it. You can see them up there. It was only on that side. I don't think it done. Well, it needs cleaning up, so we'll do that. I had to resharpen it completely. So, a beautiful little slip joint for carving, whittling, sitting in the camp, just great to have, and you don't have to bring out some big knife to do that sort of thing, which I enjoy. And the last, but by no means least, is the one with the strongest lock in the table. This is the American Lawman. Just a beautiful knife. A really underrated knife. It's very thin. You know, not thin stock, but good stock. Really comfortable. I can get a full 4 fingers back here on the knife, and I can still sneak up if I want to get up closer to that blade. It's beautiful. It's got a coating on the blade. It is an S35 VN. And a little small clip on this. Just a gorgeous little knife. Very, very strong. The back lock can hold, can't tell you how many pounds, but it's vast, the amount of pounds you can hang off this. But it's just a good knife. It really is a good knife. If you want a knife you're going to work, like if you're on a building site or you do heavy duty work, this is the knife for you. An absolute beast of a knife. And I put it with another beast, and I mean that. This is about a 9 pull, 9.5 from here, 9 open, 9.5. It is fantastic. Thick blade stock for a slip joint. So well made. This is an Ashley Harrison custom Justin had made for me last Christmas. Sorry, Christmas before last. I just adore this knife with that big swooping fat arse it has on it. It's the only way I can put it. It's just beautiful. It really is. You can get hold of it. You feel as if you've got a knife in your hand. Takes a wicked edge. This is an 01 tool steel. Just a super rough working knife with a good strong tip on it. Again, equally as sharp as that buck I just showed you. Super knife, and I really enjoy using this. It's such a lovely, it will take your fingers off. But there you go, that's my top 7 knives. You know, there's no more hidden anywhere except from a fancy pants job. But these are all my top 7 knives, and pairing them with their equal if I could talk, I'd be good. With just what I think is their comparison in a slip joint. The slip joint is never going to be, you know, as strong and as these big knives are. Well, that's a lie. This one is. Well, and that one is. And that one is. And that one. Well, you know what I'm saying. These are the big working knives. These are the EDC knives. And I enjoy both of them. It doesn't really matter. These, I'm pretty happy with all these now. I don't have anything that I really want to get rid of badly. Definitely none of these are going anywhere. None of them are going anywhere. These are the top slip joints I have. You know, apart from, these are my sort of more modern slip joints compared to I love my older ones, as you know. So there you go. Have you got a top 7 that you can compare with slip joints? Or just show me 7 of your favourite knives. I don't care. I just like looking at knives. Again, please don't leave without hitting that like button. Subscribe, please. You'll see more of this rubbish. And comment, and I'll get back to you if I get a chance. I probably will, though, but just try. Take care. Bye-bye now. All the best.